Hello. Why is that? Oh God. Okay. All right. So we're back with another fanfiction reading. The last couple have been not the greatest, if I'm being brutally honest. Uh, so hopefully this one's a little bit better. It is quite a bit longer than I was hoping for because I don't really like I don't really like super long fan fictions because I don't know, they just take too long in my opinion to finish, and I don't want to read the whole thing like back when I did rewatched Death Battle. Like, I mean, obviously you saw that I really didn't read that much of it just because I was like, I don't want to read this. I don't want to read all of this because it takes so long. It's like 30 minutes to get through a chapter of it. Like, I haven't even read the whole thing myself. I mean, it was good, but it was I don't know. But there are definitely going to be some stories in the future where it's going to be like, I cannot actually read this. Like, I can't read this. Like, I can't read the whole thing. Even though it's good, can't bring myself to read the whole thing. Anyways, we have behind the scenes here, which it really shouldn't be called behind the scenes because it's really just life from Gajo's POV. So, basically what happened in the whole, the whole like fairy tale attack and all that. What caused him to hate Fairy Tail? Why did he target Shadow Gear? What goes through his mind now that he's a fairy? That type of thing. I mean, it does say that. So it's by GajeelsPocketWoman, which, I mean, ay. Anyways, let's get going so we can possibly get through part of the story. The Phantom Start. Oh, this is a long time. Gajo's POV. What's your name, child? Looked up at the smooth voice coming from the doorway. Gajeel, I replied, trying not to sound scared. I've been wandering around for weeks trying to find my dad after he disappeared. No one had seen him. In fact, most people laughed when I asked if they'd seen a dragon, as if my question was so unreasonable. And why are you here? I couldn't see the man's face with the lighting coming from behind him. I don't have a home, and I heard that I could find some work here so I can eat. I didn't want to tell him everything. I was so tired of being laughed at. I'm not stupid like everyone thinks. I see. What makes you think a child like you can handle the jobs we do here? Only mages with the highest strength can join us here. I am strong, I yelled, clenching my fist in anger. Just because I'm small doesn't mean I'm weak. I'm the son of a dragon. I've been taking care of myself for weeks. Forget you. I don't need your stupid guild. And turned around and started to storm off. I refused to cry in front of people. Dad used to laugh when I cried. Oof. The man laughed, making me even more angry. I whirled around, sucking in a breath to propel my magic at him. Iron Dragon, roar! I shouted, blasting shards of metal in a funnel straight for the man. He stopped laughing and jumped out of the way of my attack. It wasn't as strong as Dad's, but he's a full-grown dragon. Even so, I put a few holes in the wall next to where the man was standing. Well now, I think maybe we got off on the wrong foot, Gajeel, son of a dragon. Fuck's sake. Please, won't you come inside? We'll talk about the rules for any wizard joining Phantom Lord. He had a smile on his face. It wasn't a nice smile, but I was honestly tired of being alone. He seemed to respect my magic, at least. I walked into the building holding my head up high and proud like Dad taught me. If I act like I'm confident long enough, maybe I'll start actually being confident. Sure. I fixed my meanest glare on my face and looked around the room I walked into. There were several men looking at me curiously, having heard the exchange between myself and the man at the door. I sat and talked to the man who had brought me in. His name was Jose, and he was in fact the guild master. I got stamped on my shoulder, ignoring the sting. I've had worse injuries from falling off Dad's back before. I guess I'm a guild wizard now. Trash. Remember, my boy, if you see any fairy trash, thrash them. Fuck's sake. Letting a fairy go means you're weak, and we don't tolerate weakness here. Master Jose was sending me on another job near Magnolia to trash town. Near Magnolia, the trash town those weaklings hide in. I've been on a couple of jobs in that area over the last 5 years, but I've never run into a fairy. At least not that I've told the master about. I did see a guy one time, but the power radiating out of him was too intense for me to push my luck. I'm tough, but I was only 13. This guy destroyed a rock by bumping into it. Fuck. Don't challenge Gildarts, fuck's sake. I don't think he was trying. Yeah, those scum won't even know what hits them, I snarled in response. My usual glare was on my face as I looked around the guild. Those idiots. Master Jose talked about only allowing strength and phantom, but none of these fools could hold a candle to my power. Well, almost none. The element 4 are tough. My only friend here was the Rain Woman. She's tough enough, if a bit gloomy. I snagged the last few nails off the table and threw them in my mouth as I stomped out of the guild hall. This should be an easy enough job. Just have to go beat up some thugs who had been harassing an orphanage demanding protection money. Fuck's sake. Those fools didn't know the orphanage was already paying Phantom Lord for protection. Master Jose wasn't about to let them switch guards. My heavy boots thudded on the street as I walked towards the orphanage with my hands in my pockets. I wasn't really in a hurry. The longer I could stay out of the guild, the better. Stupid people there always sat around talking about how strong they were, but never showing me. They're too scared to spar with me anymore. It doesn't matter that I'm only 16, I laughed to myself. It's been a while since I've had a good fight. As I walked into town, I heard some kids talking. I snuck up to the corner of the building and looked around. There, about 6 yards away, were 2 boys about 2 years younger than me. A girl the same age and a girl the same age. She had blue hair and a big smile, and one of the boys had orange hair while the other had black. Black-haired boy looked like an idiot with his hair slicked up like a tail or something. I snorted and started to walk away. I realized they had the trash guild mark on them. I gritted my teeth. Now I have to fight them, or Master Jose will say I'm weak and kick me out. I don't feel like trying to find somewhere else to live. I took a deep breath. I was caught off guard by their scents. I smelled plants, ink, old paper, and gross. The orange-haired kid was sweaty. Ew. As I watched, I saw him activate his magic and run off super fast, and come back with a book and gave it to the girl. Ah, I muttered, he's a speedster. Looked around some more, but didn't see anyone else. Whatever. I ain't gonna fight these weak little fairies. Beating them up won't prove I'm strong any more than beating on a training dummy does. With that, I walked down a side street and took a different path to my job. Gajo being smart. Consequences. Oh, fuck. It was after midnight by the time I made it back to the guild hall. I had a black eye and bloody knuckles. Other than that, I was unscathed. Glaring around the main hall, I found an empty table and threw myself down on the bench. Man, I'm tired, I groaned. Throwing an arm over my eyes, I heard footsteps approaching, but ignored them. It was just the master, probably wanting to know how it went. Gajo, how was your mission? Did you take care of the trash? Jose asked, sounding as disinterested as I was. Yeah, those idiots won't be trying to steal from us again. They know who's in charge of this town. I didn't bother sitting up or moving my arm. I thought I smelled someone else close by, but when I peeked out, I didn't see anyone. Good, that's good, but I was talking about the fairies. Did you eliminate any of those? There was something menacing behind his voice, and I got really still. Didn't see any, I grumbled. Suddenly I started feeling lightheaded. I couldn't focus, and my arm fell from my eyes. I looked up to see Arya standing over me with both hands around my head. Fool was crying for some reason. He pulled his hands away. I realized he must have drained away my magic. I tried to stand up, but just ended up rolling off the bench onto the floor. Not so tough now, are you little bastard? I couldn't place the voice, and my nose seemed to be clogged. I stopped worrying about it when the first boot collided with my ribs. I coughed. I tried to push myself up to fight back, but there's no strength left in my arms. Come on, goddammit, get up, Gajeel, I yelled at myself, but it was pointless. Arya's magic had taken down stronger enemies than me. I felt the strong hand grab my foot, dragging me into the middle of the room. As they dropped me, I looked up and saw Master Jose still sitting at my table, an evil smirk on his face. But then my vision was blocked more by feet, and I curled up Fuck. But then, okay, and I curled up to protect my face from the kicks and punches that were raining down on me. Weakling, letting fairies go. Pansy couldn't fight a little girl and her friends. I thought you were so tough. Trying to memorize the voice of my attackers, but as I blacked out, I could only think of that blue-haired little bitch and her idiot friends. I hate them. I'll never make the mistake of sparing them again. Oh, God. Anyways, Juvia. Ugh, why does waking up hurt so bad? Damn, I stopped trying to sit up, looking around. I was on the floor in a strange room, but I had a pillow and was covered by a blanket. I could hear rain on the roof, and my sense of smell was telling me I was somewhere familiar. I just couldn't place it. Gajeels-Kun is finally awake. Juvia was so worried. Rainbow came into the room with a tray of food. I smelled metal too, so maybe it was for me. Juvia, what am I doing on the floor? I groaned again. My whole body hurt. What the hell happened? Juvia, sorry, she exclaimed, her face turning red. Juvia found you in the alley where our guildmates dumped you and brought Gajeels-Kun here, but Juvia could not lift you off the floor. She looked like she was about to cry. Wait, what? Where they dumped me? What? I stopped as the memory of being drained of my magic and then beat up flooded in my mind. That's right, I growled. Those bastards did this to me. That's why I'm hurt, Juvia. How long have I been here? Juvia looked at her feet. Well, Juvia couldn't get a healer without Master finding out, so Gajeels-Kun has been sleeping here for about 3 days. She faded out talking as I growled again and forced myself into a sitting position. Gajeels-Kun, you'll make your injuries worse, Juvia exclaimed as she rushed to my side. She dropped a tray next to me and tried to help me. I don't need your help, damn it. I snapped at her, snatching my arm away. I almost immediately regretted it. She looked as if I'd hit her. Juvia's... I held up my hand. I held up to my... What? Don't be sorry. You didn't do anything to be sorry for. Just stop. I sighed. I'm the one who's sorry. You're just helping me, and I don't like being weak. You know that. I paused and raised an eyebrow. That medal for me? Juvia smiled and slid me the tray, laughing a little as I eagerly snatched the bits of metal. The food smelled good, too, but the metal would replenish my magic faster. Thanks, I mumbled around my meal. Of course, Juvia is just glad she could help Gajeels-Kun. Juvia smiled again, but then left the room. I finished eating and collapsed back into my pillow. I could hear the taunts of my attackers echoing in my head. Weakling, pansy, useless. I knew who each voice belonged to, and grinned wickedly as I planned how to best make them regret their words. Those cowards could only attack me after Arya had drained me. They'll learn to fear me. Oh, good. A new job. Gajeel, come to my office, please, I heard Master's voice across the hall. He didn't speak very loud, but of course I could hear him, even over the pointless babble of the idiots around me. Yeah, I muttered as I finished eating my breakfast of metal bits wrapped in bacon. Wow, that's a breakfast. I pushed myself back from my table and started walking to the back of the building. People scrambled out of my way, cringing if I looked at them. Good, I thought to myself. It's been 2 years since those morons thought to put me in my place. They have since learned the error of their ways. Or, well, a few of them didn't get a chance to learn. Their brain damage left them like children, unable to learn anything. Oof. I stomped into the master's office and slammed the door. Yeah, you got something for me to do? I growled at him. I still don't like the man, but he's the boss. He raised an eyebrow and smirked at me. Yes, I believe you'll enjoy this job, too. We've been hired to locate the daughter of Jude Hartphilia and bring her home. Oh, boy. Got your runaway. Why the hell would I enjoy something like that? Sounded boring. Oh, did I forget to mention? She's hiding out at Fairy Tale. My ears perked up at that, and I couldn't stop myself from showing my excitement. She's hiding out with those trash? Ha! This'll be cake. I turned to stomp out of the room. Gajeel. Master called me back. I turned, raising a stunned eyebrow. Feel free to, how should I put this, let loose on the fairy scum's guild hall? But we're not taking the girl just yet, got it? Once you've had your fun, come back. Ooh. Yeah, I hear you. I left his office, the grin on my face scaring my guildmates as I walked by. Oh yes, this'll be fun. Since my mistake of letting those weak fairies go about their day without thrashing 2 years ago, I've beaten everyone I came across. None of them was even a challenge. There was an idiot who danced everywhere, a girl with purple hair who used her maker magic. and that one guy with the sand magic, a few others. I don't typically like beating up women, but the maker magic bitch was too easy. I just bumped into her, knocking her into a wall. She got knocked out. Fuck's sake. I broke her glasses for good measure. Damn it, Gajeel, don't be doing that. And now I had permission to go do some damage. I set off for Magnolia happier than I'd ever been than I'd been for a while. Ooh. Destruction. It was night by the time I got to the Scum Fairies Hall. I took a deep breath and only smelled the lingering scents of those weaklings. There's no one here. I'll just leave them a little surprise from the morning. I broke in through a window, smashing a few more for the fun of it. I thought, looking around, this place doesn't look like a guild for wizards. It's just a trashy bar. How about I trash a little more? I walked around their guild hall, eating little bits of metal as I found them. Forks, spoons, a pen. Is a pen really all that much metal? And some nails that were laying around. Finally, I stopped in the middle of the hall. I raised my hands over my head. I gathered my power and yelled, "Iron Dragon's Pillars!" as I slammed my hands into the floor. Iron cylinders shot at different angles, crashing through the walls and ceiling. Ha 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 ha. This was great. I sat on the side of one of my pillows for a few minutes to see if the commotion would bring anyone running. As I grew bored, I walked upstairs and gathered my power again. "Iron Dragon's Pillars!" I yelled, and watched the metal decimate the roof here, too. "Iron Dragon's Club!" I shouted, and began smashing tables and windows that were missed by the pillars. Still none of the fools came running. Maybe they're smarter than I thought, and are too scared to come. I guess I'll wait until morning to see their reactions. I climbed out one of the holes in the roof and leapt into a nearby building. Sitting down by a chimney so I wouldn't be seen, I pulled my half-cloak around my arms and went to sleep. I woke up the next morning to shouts of dismay. Music to my ears, I chuckled darkly, looking around the brick chimney I'd slept against to watch the trash run around like a bunch of chickens squawking about their precious haul. A little old man looked like he was about to cry. That must be old man Makarov. I started scanning around the rest of the scum. There were too many of them down there to pick a fight. I may not be a genius, but I ain't that stupid. Besides, Master had said this was just a property damage mission. I kept my eyes open for Scarlet Hair. I had never fought the so-called Titania. I was pretty sure I didn't want to. Not here, anyway, not with all her scum to back her up. I froze when I caught a smell of ink and paper mingled with plants and sweat. They're here. I scanned for the brunette and her moron shadows. I'd read about them once. They called themselves Shadow Gear. What a joke. They weren't scary. They didn't know anything about working in the dark. Not like I do. God, they're too surrounded. I'll have to get them some other time. Those fools owed me. Because of them, I had been made into a punching bag. I pulled my hood up so they couldn't see my face and slid off the other side of the building I'd been sitting on. I lingered for a while before hearing something about a team who was out of town. That Heartfilia princess must be part of that team. I'll tell Master she's not here right now. With that thought, I headed back to the train. No point wasting any more time watching these scum cry like the weaklings they were. All right. Let's run into the episode here. We're gonna do more parts next time, obviously. But yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna do more next time, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, we're just gonna do whatever. Next time we'll do this. We'll continue this chapter. Actually, I might split it up like I tend to do with the longer stories. So the next fan fiction will be something slightly different.